In the world of business, having a competitive edge can be really helpful for standing out in crowded markets. So, ladies and gentlemen, in today's video, I want to share with you a store that's doing over $5 million per month on Shopify, and in the hopes that it will give you inspiration for how to stand out in a crowded market. Because let's be honest here, the market I'm going to show you here is extremely popular. In fact, it's probably the most popular niche within e-commerce, but there's a few very subtle things that this brand is doing that's allowing it to stand out significantly. So without further ado, we're going to break down the store. We're going to break down their ads and marketing so that we can all learn from it and take inspo. So let's go right in. So the store is called Motel Rocks. You may have never heard of this store. I'm using store leads here and showing you that, they're estimating 5 million a month in sales. And that may sound like a lot, and it is obviously, but it's truly possible given how much traffic they're driving. So if we look at their store, we see that they're doing 600 to 700,000 monthly visitors. And I've told you before that usually the estimates are 1-to-1, but in certain cases it's a lot higher than 1-to-1, especially with fashion, since people bundle their orders. So for example, one person may order 10 things and the average order value becomes very, very high. And I showed you also some evidence from the Akemi lab of some people doing something like this. So this guy, for example, yesterday, he posted some of his results. He's been crushing it. He was actually at only 2K a day a few weeks ago, but he's been chatting a lot in the community, and through some of the things that we advised them, such as simply raising his price, he was able to scale like 200%. But as you see here, he has 2,000 visitors and 7,000 in sales. So that's a 2-to-1 ratio of revenue in sales. And here's another guy. Let me just go up. Okay, I found it. So here's another example of this guy who is an OG community member who has almost a 3-to-1 ratio of revenue to sales. So it's certainly possible that this brand has a 10-to-1 ratio, and I say that because they're driving so much traffic to their store and they are doing so many things very well. Now, from a first glance, we see a few things that we can take away from them. First of all, their site actually doesn't look that crazy, right? So that's what first appealed to me, is that they have a very simple approach to what they're doing, but it's very intentional. They sell vintage style clothes, which are making a massive comeback right now. That's the thing about fashion, is that it's all cyclical. It's all based on trends, but trends go in and out of style. It's quite interesting, actually, and really fascinating to me to see just how trends that were so popular back in the day are making a comeback. But what's interesting to me is that these pictures almost all look like they've been taken on an iPhone or something like that, right? So if we go to their shop, we can check out their new stuff. And as you see, these are awesome pictures, but they look very dated. They look vintage, right? Which is the niche that they operate in, the vintage clothing niche. And I think because of that reason, they're able to create a relatable vibe, right? They're not showing some sort of, thing that is super unattainable. Like, people can picture themselves wearing this stuff a lot better. This is at least just my theory. Obviously, I don't know exactly the secrets behind the brand, though I would love to meet whoever's behind this, because I have a few ideas on how they could really capitalize on this aesthetic through TikTok. So that's the first marketing channel that we're going to look at. But real quick, I just want to see how they structure their landing pages, especially with something like this that is very simple. So I figured it would be very simple. They have a super simple landing page. It's just, these product tabs. So classic Shopify structure right here. And the Shopify Dawn theme is almost identical to this theme, and it's 100% free, which is amazing. So as you see, it's actually designed for fashion, so very good niche. Now, right away, they have some things that are complementary, which is awesome. This is what I was saying at the beginning. This is how they're able to achieve higher average order values, is by simply just offering a bunch of other stuff. I mean, it sounds like common sense, but a lot of people don't do these things. And, if you're in a niche that has multiple products you can offer, it's a good idea to offer multiple products so that people can bundle things together. Now, they also have this clear text here of customers also bought these, which is awesome. I mean, that's a very smart thing to do because it tells people what other people are liking, and people love to follow the herd. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, here is their About Us. Born from a love of vintage fashion, Motel is the must-have label for girls who want unique, edgy, and eclectic additions to their wardrobe that are guaranteed to make an impact. Established in the late 90s, Motel was created after the brand founders set out on a road trip of freedom, discovery, and fun across the west coast of America. Really cool About Us, very well articulated. It really helps you create a feeling, and in fashion, it truly feels like that's the key, is creating a feeling or capturing a feeling and going all in on that. In some cases, for example, I've seen stores that literally just capture the feeling of being a dad. They're in the dad niche and are able to bring in multiple millions in sales. So keep that in mind. If you're a part of a niche yourself, try to think about the feelings that, being a part of that community give you and utilize that in your marketing. Now, if we look at their Facebook ads, we can see that they're running a lot of ads, right? 49 different results. That's amazing. I love to see that. I think a lot of people don't use ads, and their only reason is because they think that they don't work anymore. They do work. You just have to adapt your strategy a bit, in the sense that, for example, they're utilizing Instagram Reel formats. That's really smart. That's a really trending placement. And ultimately, the goal or your mindset when running ads shouldn't be, just necessarily to get in front of people's faces and show people stuff. That is what you're doing. But nobody likes seeing ads. So your goal should be to show people ads that people are going to like to see, that people are actually going to want to have stumbled across. Now, let's check out this video. We're not going to enable the audio. But as you see, this is what I was saying earlier. It's this sort of phone aesthetic, right? Like it looks like this was filmed on a phone, and it probably was, but it still uses their classic font, which gives it just a slight touch of branding. And I personally love that. I think that's so clever and very well done. And that's how a lot of their ads are. So like if we look at this one, for example, this one is literally recorded on a phone. A date with Motel, and she's obviously wearing Motel clothes. It's really good. It's simple, but it gets the job done very well because it's kind of like a feeling, right? Like it's telling you this is what you would look like going on a date while wearing our clothes. That's actually so genius, and it's very well structured. So that's a great example. Now, utilizing all these concepts in that content style and branding and imagery that I've been talking about, using that on TikTok is a great idea for them, and they are doing it. They actually have a significant amount of followers on here. However, what I would say they need to do, which probably they don't want to do, is get on TikTok Shop. I think they could create a really incredible TikTok Shop with all of these ideas that we've covered. But even then, like if they don't do that, it's fine, because I'm guessing they are running TikTok Shop ads, just TikTok ads as a whole, which are actually a good idea to test regardless if you have a TikTok Shop or not. So, whoever's running their TikTok ads, they should hit me up, because I would love to run the ads for this brand and, just help them in any way I can. That's kind of the future of, at least to me, for Kemi, the agency. Really what makes us stand out from other agencies is that we look at a holistic approach, the whole business. It's not just about the ads. And this is what I've been trying to say. And, in order to show people ads that they want to see, you have to understand your business really well. And you have to look at just everything that the business is doing, because the ads should not be the foundation of the business. The ads should amplify the business, and the foundation should be, things like the brand image, the actual mission, right? The customer, the community, all of these things are a lot better. The actual aesthetic, that they're going with, especially in fashion, the feeling, these things are a lot more important, and then utilizing ads to amplify all of that. So that's a really great way to think of your ads. Somebody on YouTube that's really good at explaining this is Charlie T. That's someone that in my Discord community people have been talking about a lot, and I checked out a lot of his content, and it really aligns with what I'm saying, and it helped me learn a lot, to be honest. Like, that's a lot of the things that I think people lack in this community and e-commerce in general, is understanding the holistic approach of your business, right? Like, it's not just about your ads, it's about the whole business. And so definitely suggest checking out his channel. It's really amazing what you can find for free on YouTube, to be honest. I made a tweet the other day, which you guys should follow me on Twitter. I'm pretty active on here. And I said, all of the best pieces of knowledge I've learned on business this year have come from billionaires. And the crazy part is that it's almost all been from free videos on YouTube that usually have under 5,000 views. And this is mind-blowing to me. I spend a lot of time learning and digesting information to see, well, just to learn really, but also to see if I recognize patterns in my journey, in the businesses that I work with so I can help them, in the brands that we're building so they can grow more. And it's really funny how some of the best pieces of advice that I've received from consuming content have come from videos that are so unpopular, even though the people that, give this advice are literal billionaires. And, I'd like to be a billionaire. I don't see a reason why I can't become one. And it's not just about the money, but I think becoming a billionaire to me means that you really build something massive. And my goal is to build something massive, but with a very small team, and, acquiring businesses and continuing to learn and use my knowledge to make an impact in the world through business, maybe a nonprofit at some point. But for now, we're taking it one step at a time, right? I got my really good high quality business at Kemi. We have some high quality brands. We're working with some brands, and, it's all aligning very well. We're incubating brands in the Kemi Lab Discord. So in the future, if any of you guys want to partner up with us, we're definitely open to the idea. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this. I guess the last thing I want to mention is they are crushing Pinterest. So if you're a fashion brand, don't neglect Pinterest. It's really easy to blow up on here by posting consistently. And if you don't want to do that yourself, hire a virtual assistant to repost your content on here, because as you see, they're getting 10 million monthly views probably for free. I'm guessing they're running ads on here. They're probably running ads on every platform. But yeah, this is all very well done. And, again, they're continuing that aesthetic. They have that vintage sort of low quality aesthetic across the board, which is really smart. It's really awesome in my opinion. And it's a really big trend right now to have this sort of quality because it feels authentic. It doesn't feel fake like traditional fashion brands do. So that's about it for this one. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.